Good evening, everybody. And tonight I am delighted to have the Swap for Joy sisters with me. Ladies, how are you doing?
We're great, thanks. Really pleased that you invited us on. Lovely to be here.
Yeah, it was obviously Margaret came to the open day on Sunday, and that's the first time I'd heard about you guys. And then obviously she left us a copy of the different books that you've created, and I was like, no, we need to get on. We need to get on a podcast and talk about this because, like so many things, it's difficult to get over in a post, in a Facebook post, because you guys have got a whole plethora of products and obviously all your life experience, and you've created this beautiful idea, Swap for Joy. So tell me, how did you get the idea? How did it start?
Well, it started really when my health deteriorated. We had all our experiences over many years, and then I had a baby and I was hit with health problems, and I was quite a healthy person. I was always at the gym on the way home from work. I had a good diet. I was out in nature, things like that. And I still got really sick. And within a year, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis before his first birthday. So it was like my whole life changed from one day to the next. And therefore, so did Margaret Ann. She was sister and she was aunt and made this baby. So we went on for several years, and then I got a second diagnosis, and I met up with my enough is enough moment, and we sat down and went, we need to delve deeper and see why this is happening. I'm quite healthy, I eat well, I'm at the gym, I exercise, etc. And we started to look at the mind, body and soul connection and went inside and tried to see how we could change life from the inside out and create mental wealth because the health wasn't sufficient, and we had to find ways to cope and manage everything that life was putting in front of us. And that's where the tools for Swap for Joy, the guided journals and the mind exercises, the MEX that we've created, that's where they originated. That's where the seeds were sown. And we spent maybe, I don't know how long, 5-6 years researching, going to seminars, going to workshops, etc. So that's how we were born, and that's how the ideas came, how to cope with what life throws at you.
Yes, and I find this even at our festivals, everybody that and you guys are going to come, aren't you? Definitely to some of them.
Yes.
Everybody that presents, I realise that they've walked through their whole healing journey, very similar to what you've just described there. And then obviously if you've been in the mire of dis-ease and mental anguish and you're trying to raise kids and everything, it's carnage. So when you navigate your way out of that, you want to help others in the same position, don't you?
Well, that's exactly what happened. Patricia had said that once we're feeling better and things are going well, we're going to give back because of all the research and all the things that we've done. So we've created affordable, accessible and inclusive materials, guided journals and MEX mind exercises, so that people can wrap them around their life because they can access them at any time in their home, in their office, in the bus, whatever. And they can develop and create habits, because this is about building our mental wealth. And it's like going to a mind gym. You have to go and do your mind exercises so you keep that muscle firm, and you keep reminding yourself, let's go back and make sure we're choosing to do what we prefer in our life and put ourselves on the list. I said that to you earlier. Put yourself at the top of the list.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something I repeat all the time. The knowledge doesn't heal you. It's the taking action. And, you can buy lots of books and you can listen to lots of podcasts and you can go to lots of courses.
Yeah.
But if you're not taking action, then you're not going to get the results, because, the neuroscience now, we understand the mind exercises. If you repeat, and I know you guys have been to Joe Dispenza as well, big hero of mine. He really transformed how I saw the body.
He's transformed my life too.
Yeah. And when you're, it's actually not rocket science. We know if you practice something long enough, you'll get good at it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really the simplicity of that, isn't it? And inspiring people to do it for long enough until the body responds and knows how to do it. So what was the first product that you created?
So it was a guided journal. The first one was the Path to Healing, because that was the processes that I had went through. We used to meet at a cafe and just look at where we were at, where we were stuck, what emotions were coming up for us and how we could change it. And we called it emotional mapping, and it evolved into a journal of how to look at what your blocks are, what's keeping you stuck, what's frozen inside you that you could learn to live with and feel into and dissolve so you could move forward. That was the first, and then you came up with other ideas for different journals. We got a vision board book, and the feel good journals. So there's ones for each level, whether you're just starting off or whether you want to go for a deeper dive.
So you've got 4, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Path to Healing, the Vision Board.
Yeah,
What's
vision board. The Intentional Living Plan.
Intentional Living Plan and
Feel good. Feel good. Just about that. That's the sort of starting journal for just for the very easy steps to just start to retrain your brain into good habits daily, into practice, just to feel better in your life.
Yeah, I've not had a proper chance to really have a good look at them, but what I was saying to Margaret is I think like a guided vision board is a bit like anybody can buy a journal, a blank journal, but then what do you do with it? So it's really helpful, I think, as guided meditation is really helpful to have, to have a path that you can follow.
So that's the actual thing. We get people to identify what's blocking them, but then we look at how do you let this go? And you have to sit in those emotions and feelings. And there's been lots of crying and lots of exploring. Why did I do that? Why did I not do that differently? And then our unique part is that we actually make a life swap, do something to make you change and feel better more of the time. Take opportunities out of challenges and make your emotions balance.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, there's that whole saying now, you need to feel it to heal it. And I think we've been running away from our feelings, smoking, drinking, drugging, shopping, all the different ways that we've been running away from the feelings. And, it seems like the body just wants us to acknowledge what it's telling us, and then we can really sit and let it go because we're overloaded, aren't we?
I actually learned just in November last year, I was doing a Dr. Joe Dispenza coherence healing, and what came up for me was really that I was so surprised that my emotions had been frozen for 3 decades. I actually said to Margaret, I'm embarrassed by that. It's 3 decades, and I've just realised the emotions from something that happened to me in my mid-20s, that I just had lived my life for 3 decades, just pushing everything down, pushing it down, not feeling it, just surviving, not thriving. So it's absolutely, that's a turning point. What was that to say? To stop, not just to focus on feeling good, but get good at feeling.
I like that. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. The feelings, obviously, Lily, a let it go Sinclair. I'm absolutely passionate about helping people to let go of the labels, the concepts, the stories, and obviously, like getting a diagnosis like MS can just send somebody to their grave, quite literally, with fear. And it's normally things like that I'm dealing with, people that have been told it's incurable or terminal or inoperable or whatever, and that can really send you into a tailspin when very often, there's so many things that you can do. We can never guarantee somebody's going to heal completely, but we can definitely guarantee that you're going to make some kind of impact and you can influence the information that's going through the body. I mean, it's the biggest con ever that we're powerless and that the body, and basically what's happened is we've been terrified of our own bodies.
Definitely. Just to even acknowledge what's going on. And it's just fear. It's like, and when you do go through the medical system, I mean, with all due respect, and they are doing their best, but it is doom and it is gloom and it is fear. And everything's going to go wrong, so to find hope, and to start to live positively, you do need to do things like Heal Scotland and Swap for Joy and move away from that, because that vision, it takes you down a tunnel and it's a negative one.
Yes. And, you know, one of my friends said to me, "You're not giving people false hope." And I said, well, there's actually no such thing as false hope. Yeah,
I
have hope
agree with
and you
that.
don't. And I said, if today's going to be your last day, would you rather live with some hope? Because none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. It's kind of crazy the way it's, and also, you know, the system is, you know, is rigged for giving the worst case scenario, just in case the worst case scenario happened and we didn't tell them. You know, it's kind of covering your ass kind of techniques. So, but obviously not understanding that the devastation that can cause in somebody's life. You know,
it leaves you spending your evenings and weekends just worried and just living in fear. Everything's what's going to go wrong, and it's just pulling people out of that, like Heal Scotland does, and saying there's a completely new way to live, and it really is a completely new way to live. Swap for Joy is just saying everything. There's an alternative to everything. There's a different perspective to take on absolutely everything. No matter how bad it is, you can feel a bit better.
Absolutely. So how did you come up with the name?
Well, it was actually a meditation. Miss Dr. Joe Dispenza gets the credit. I was in a meditation and I sat up in a meditation and said, Swap for Joy. And it was as simple as that. I came out of meditation and Swap for Joy. I said, I know the name, Mark, and I bought the name. So,
and I think that's a unique part of us, is we're actually saying, like you said, Lilia, is take action. So we're saying, okay, you've done these guided journals, you've done these mind exercises, but what are you actually going to do now? What choices are you going to make? Are you going to be in the present moment? And rather than, you know, oh, I've got all these things to do, just enjoy the sunset, enjoy sitting in the garden or going for a walk. It's like taking time, making choices to do things that you prefer, actually living. And in fact, Patricia, can you help me out with this? When I start anything off, I actually talk about that. Let's review our lives, let's review and then rewire. But then I say, let's relive. So it's about living, and I put on a song, and we're inviting people to feel alive. So we want you to have a bit of dance here. So this is a song. We were born to be born to be alive. And the thing is, straight away the energy's lifted. You just feel amazing, and you can work with it, and rather than just sit and, you know, wallow in it. Is that the word? Wallow in it. So I be alive.
Well, exactly. We actually were born to be alive. That's a brilliant tune. And I think we all know that music changes our state, you know, completely.
Yep.
And obviously with sound baths and sound therapy becoming such a huge thing right now, and our understanding of energy waves and how sound can pass through the body, you know, we're crazy not to be using music as part of our healing.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we're actually saying is a lot of stuff's free. Once you've seen it once, like you do the EFT sessions, people can go on and do that. I do that too, you know. So it's like there's free, there's dancing, there's music.
Well, we also run a monthly Glasgow Cacao dance.
And tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. And that's based on healing house music. It's healing frequencies. It's based on a DJ Lincoln Jesser, who all his frequencies, all his work is about healing frequencies. It's amazing, and it really does. It's like exactly what you're saying. Music can change any mood for me. It can change any situation. They choose the right music, and dance as well, movement and dance.
So we do the cacao, we do the dancing, and then you mentioned sound bath. We complete with the sound bath. So if people are interested, it's tomorrow night, and it will be monthly.
Where is it? Where's the venue?
It's called the Glasgow Collective, and it's in East Campbell Street near the Barras. It's just across from the Barraland in Glasgow.
Oh, brilliant! That's quite
7 o'clock tonight. Yeah,
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Yeah. And it's on Eventbrite, so I'll put details underneath the video when it goes out.
Yes, I am not allowed. I've tried to share it, but Facebook's restricting my activity. You feel like you're, you know, like getting 100 lines at school. You've been naughty Don't do this.
I don't know why.
I know it's so. No, I think I'm really not sure why. I really don't know. I mean, they, as far as I'm aware, have not done anything. They, when I go to share something, they suggest the groups, and I've got a feeling it's maybe because I'm ticking on the groups, but they're suggesting it. So anyway, it's,
Another
I'm planning to
opportunity
move
for-
right over to my own platform. I've just got to do it slowly because I've still got obviously such a big reach on Facebook. I really don't want to be relying on Mark Zuckerberg telling me what I can and cannot do, cannot say. So tell us where people can get your books. What would you say is the best one to buy first of all?
Well, I would say we do for the books. If you're having an experience that you want to heal from, the Path to Healing goes deeper. If you're just starting off in journaling, it'd be Feel Good. But for me, the changing point for my life is the mix, the digital downloads, and we have one called the Daily Check-In, and that's to create daily habits, and that completely shifted my perspective. I came up with these during meditations, waking up in the morning, put them together, started doing them, and once I made them, put them into my DNA, made them my daily habit. It's just about first just seeing what you appreciate first, looking at what you're going to focus on, decide. It's getting ahead of the game and deciding how you're going to feel that day. And I know that might sound alien to some people, but it works. I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be really loving today.
Well, you're going to be thinking of something. You might as well think of something that makes you feel good. I always say, where are you sailing your ship to today? Towards health or towards disease?
Absolutely.
It's the same thing. It's so...
We say that don't be the spectator.
Yeah.
Be the player in your own life. Create your life.
So do you guys run courses as well?
That's in the future. We're planning and doing that. We at the moment we're running sort of workshops and gatherings, and it's around the dance. So we will be potentially doing that, and I will be doing stuff online. So we'll be doing stuff online.
We do it through school. We do online. Do you know the school community? Do you know? Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I'm actually currently studying on the school community with big business entrepreneurs. It's brilliant. I'd never thought about putting stuff up there, but I'm realising it's a bit of a no-brainer.
So we have a free community where you can access examples of the mind exercises and the different practices and habits and tools. And we do a monthly with Margaret Ann, with me too, but Margaret Ann mostly is leading a question and answer session and looking at intention setting and ways that you can make the swaps and make the changes in your life. So that's a good thing, and it's free, because that was something that was really important to us. Really important. Over the years, when at my health and leading up to the second diagnosis, honestly, Lilia, the amount of money I spent and the time traveling, I had a young son at the time, getting arrangements, trying to travel to events, seminars, accessing them, and there was a big hole in our credit cards. It was exhausting. And I would say that for the event, say I got 6 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 for the event, I lost 4 of those for the travel and everything else. So I wanted to look at a way that we could bring things to people's life rather than them having to go to it. And that's where we're quite different. Because you get the same, we've got the school community, so you can access us for support. And we've got the downloads and we've got the journals where people can get all the ideas and tools. And they can do it from their own home, or they can sit in the park, or they can sit wherever they are and start to do these things from their space, wrapped around their lifestyle, rather than always having to be the one to fit into other people's arrangements. Because that was really invaluable to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, and I think it's great to see so many amazing things coming to Scotland now, and that's definitely it would be great to have you guys up at the Academy doing a Swap for Joy Day, because there's nothing better than getting together face to face with people and getting them to do the exercises with you, and then they can go home, because very often a lot of us need that, but also once you've had that introduction, then you're much more likely to actually utilize the tools that you've created for them, which is brilliant, and it's totally affordable. And like you guys, I'm very passionate about that as well, that our health should not be dictated by our wealth. That's what's amazing. So you've got your cacao day tomorrow, and your books can be bought on Amazon.
Yes,
Amazon.
If people go to our website, you can access them through the website, and you can access the downloads there too.
You've got them on your own website, have you?
Yes, and it's just swapforjoy.com.
Everything's just like, if you go to the website, everything's signposted and linked to purchase anything, and it's all explained about what the mind exercises, the different ones that there are. There's one called Mind Tuning. It's just about what you should do more of and less of in your life to reach what you want to reach. And that's about health, what things you should remove from your life. And they're really simplistic tools, but they really work, especially when you get them into a habit.
Well, this is the thing, you know, it's the same with letting go. You're like, it's so simple. People, you know, I'm like, you need to practice this every day. Feel it, let it go. Feel it, let it go. But because it's so simple, that's almost the thing that trips it up. Because we're giving so much of our power away that some expert has to tell us what to do. And you're like, well, no, actually, you live in here, you feel it, you think it, you believe it. It's up to us.
And it's also, I've learned from this whole journey that my intuition's never wrong. But it took me till into my 5th decade to actually realise that and not to question it. Absolutely. That's a life-changing moment in itself. It's also really freeing as well. It takes a lot of pressure off you once you can just think, well, I was told to do it, I'm doing it.
Wasn't me.
And one of our sort of mantras is, if you change your mind, you change your perspective, then you can change your life. And the offer of coming to the Academy would be brilliant, because some people don't even know what they don't know. So they don't have the ideas, the simple practices that they can do. Like, you know, one of the things I say to people is, when they get up in the morning, have a dance. Just put the music on, have a bit of a dance and get on with your day. You know, it's free and cheap things, but it's really, really can change your life. And even the biology of smiling, just having a smile, even when you're feeling rubbish, smile, and it's the messages through your brain tells your body, things are going okay here, you know. So it's just wee things like that. But people sometimes resist them because, like you say, they want a professional to say, you know, a medical professional to give them the advice. So
it's almost like we don't want it to be so easy.
Definitely.
We've said that. Yeah,
very much so.
It's the same with laughter yoga. You know, I can't remember the guy's name who invented it, but 2 of my friends teach it, and they were saying, you know, that the body doesn't know the difference whether you're kidding on that you're laughing or whether you're actually laughing. You still get all the benefits. So it's that fake it till you make it, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You smile. I breathe along with this guy called Breathe with Sandy, and he always says, smile, smile. And it's such a simple thing to do. But it's like gratitude. It's a simple thing to do. What are you grateful for today? What do you really appreciate? Every morning I turn on the shower and I just think, running hot water.
So do I.
It's just like got to be one of the best of life's luxuries. And it's as simple as that, isn't it? That you can
it really is. And just to wake up and be warm, and to get running hot water and put your coffee on. And people would think that you take for granted it's normal. But say when you just turn into appreciating that, it feels so different. It feels so good. And it's a choice. It's a choice to smile. It's a choice to, I mean, one of the things that we've been good at is that people would refer to, as they've always said to us, you roll with the punches well. And, you know, it's just through life is, let's just laugh. Let's just laugh instead of cry. We found ourselves in some, let's just say, tricky situations, and just laugh. And we really do. It's a great way to live. And it's as you said, it's so simple. Just make that choice. But people, what we were talking the other day, saying that there's almost a bit that people are awkward to live with joy. No, they're uncomfortable living in joy. It's like there's more safety and security in being suffering and moaning and complaining. And
Well,
it's
as
just,
John says, the hormones of stress are very addictive.
well, they are,
The
the chemicals.
drama, the gossip, you know, the poisonous chat.
Mhm.
You know, there's something. I mean, even if you look on YouTube and you're like, oh my God, you know, there's just it's these really horrible headlining, head grabbing headlines, which is inevitably saying something horrible about somebody.
I
Or
agree,
something.
it is. Mhm.
You know, it's just crazy. It's like, come on, guys, surely we're a wee bit past that where we realise you start being horrible to somebody out there, your body gets the information. It's just, but I mean, it's just like so many people don't understand that yet because that's
And
a game changer.
probably I created a lot of the disease through resentment, because the things that my frozen emotions from years ago, I was unaware I was just carrying resentment through my 20s, my 30s. And that, you know, that's just, I wasn't aware of that. And once I became aware.
I know. This is the thing. And it's, you know, obviously people get sick and things happen. That's absolutely not their fault. A lot of the things that certainly when we were younger that we did were completely unconscious. Nobody tries to make themselves sick. Well, not that I know of.
No.
But it's the living in constant stress, feeling let down, betrayed, abandoned, all of that stuff. And, you know, some people have very difficult childhoods. And how can you possibly just turn into this really balanced Zen adult? It's just not possible. So that's why we have to do the work, because we have to balance out all
and what I noticed with myself was that when I was diagnosed and then I got the second diagnosis, that it took a bit of time of emotional mapping and talking, and I just had a sort of light bulb moment, and I realised that every single time I'd had a flare up or a symptom, it was related to a stressful time in my life. There was zero. My body settled when I was in calm, when things were going well, when I was relaxed, when I felt safe. And that was like, wow. And that's when I started to really make the shifts and swaps and changes, because it was like no longer would I continue actually putting myself in any situations that would cause the flare-ups. And that has caused a big, big change in my life. But we won't go there, but there's all my relationships have changed because it didn't work out, because I decided I wasn't continuing to live and with stress and with anxiety. But that's quite something, to get two diseases and every single flare-up and symptom was connected to a stressful time in my life.
I don't know if you've ever watched a documentary called Left to Tell.
I
I can't remember that it was the Rwandan Holocaust. And I'll find the link and send it to you. It's a phenomenal survival story. But basically, to cut a long story short, this girl, she was the Tutsis, they murdered her family, and she was in this toilet. There was 6 of them crammed in this toilet space. And she knew that her family had been murdered, and she was so angry and resentful. And because they were so cramped in this space, she realised quite quickly that if she started thinking about what beautiful things she was going to eat when she got out, or what the discomfort in this cramped conditions was way less stressful. And then when she started thinking about how she was going to get revenge and what she was going to do when she got out, the pain got worse. So she basically had a breakthrough of enlightenment in this horrendous situation, based on, she realised, if I think like that, it makes this a lot easier, and if I think like that, it makes this a lot worse.
Exactly.
And you know, that's an extreme example, obviously, but we're all doing that, and it's a habit. It is a habit. You know, gossiping's a habit. It's that we need to catch ourselves on and go, right, okay, that's not serving my health. That's not serving my wealth. It's not serving my joy, my levels of joy. And then that's when the work comes in. And it's the awareness is the first step, isn't it? You're like, oh, right, I'm doing it again.
Yeah, when I say to people how you're feeling is a choice, they're like, well, I wouldn't choose to feel like this. This is harmed and that's harmed. It's like, but how are you responding? How are you you going to
Yes.
deal with it? How are you going to overcome this challenge and see an opportunity and reach for a better feeling? You might not go to the top of the mind tuning scale, which is joy, but you could go up 1 or 2 emotional feelings to feel more safe and calm and realise what you've actually got happening for you. And this is a situation that you've dealt with lots of things in the past. You're stronger than you think, and you will be able to get through it. But so when you say your feelings are a choice, people can get a bit unsettled.
Yes, well, I mean, I know I felt a victim of my emotions for a long time, and you know, that's really what I teach in our breathwork as well. We're saying we're taking ourselves up that emotional scale, because we can. And then the more you practice that, I mean, to be able to manage your emotional state is the path to enlightenment. When whatever anybody's doing out here, you know, is just, you can observe it without being it. That's where freedom truly lies.
And when you go, sorry.
And you look out at what's going on in the world right now, that's a challenge. It's a good practice for staying sane when you're just like going, what is going on out there? We all knew there was corruption. We all knew there was people behaving very badly, but I mean, it's beyond the pale. But can you control it? No. So how are you responding to it? And I think, I don't know about you guys, you know, they call it spiritual bypassing. It's like we have to acknowledge that there is dark, and that there are people that you can't trust. You know, you have to know that. You know, that's a level of emotional intelligence. But as soon as you're aware, again, that's the power, isn't it?
But it's whether you choose to focus on it.
Exactly.
You know, if you go down that rabbit hole of focusing on it, then you're going to feel negative, and you know, that's going to affect the quality of your life and your thoughts. So and that's what Salt for Joy is about. You know, what you want to focus your feelings on, what you want, not what's right in front of you. Make a choice.
And as you say, it's about awareness. So it's kind of like things need a battery to make them work, but there's a positive and a negative for a battery to make something work. So within your life, you're going to have the positive, you're going to have the negative. It's about how you recognise them, and it's about you taking action to deal with them in a different way. So it's that thing about changing your mind. You'll change your future.
And I think if you don't take things too seriously, when there is adversity, which, let's face it, there will be in life, and you can go, I can use this. You know, I'm getting stronger. You know, I love the analogy. If you compress coal, you get a diamond. If it's under enough pressure, and that's what I mean. It can go one way or the other. You can become bitter and cynical, or you can become more kind and loving and more humble. And it was actually, I was talking to my daughter. She's not been well for a while, and she's quite debilitated. But she said, you know, it's really humbling to not be in full control of your body, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to let go. You have to, you know, it's and the ability in that situation, I look at it and I think, wow, your ability to handle it with grace.
That is something. Is she in her 20s?
No, she's in her 40s.
You look so young, Lilia.
Thank you.
I just thought 20. But that's because it takes a long time to get to that point when you can let go. So I hope she gets well.
We're praying. I mean, I'm just kind of like, I think the more you can just be with it, the more likely it is. And she's learning tons, you know. And I take my hat off to her. I tell you, it's and also I think as a mum, you want to fix, obviously, and so it's actually that respect for that other being, that they know exactly what they need to do, and it's their journey to work out, and you can support and, you know, be around to obviously assist in the process if you can. But I think with so many people unwell right now, you've probably seen that in your world as well. I think our ability to have the kind of humility and grace to give the body, especially when a lot of the time we have trashed it and disregarded it completely. And then eventually it's just like that, right? Stop.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things we've actually said, that Swap for Joys exists because of these conditions and because of the trauma and adversity you've experienced. So it's actually, again, your perspective is like, well, actually, I'm quite happy to be living my life in the present moment and being consciously aware and being more, choosing to feel more happy. Whereas if I was still living the way I did prior to this, I don't know what it would be like, but it wouldn't be as good.
Well, this is the thing I always say: trust and surrender. And you know, we get caught in the 2008 crash. My son and I had to close our very precious business in Glasgow, and I was like, right, I'm out this country. I'm on a way to Malta to drink beer for the rest of my life. And I tried that for a bit, and then I realised, oh my God, you were meant to be here. You know, I was so angry and bitter at the banks and the government and the corruption. And you're just like, and then I was like, well, you didn't trust. I was in the huff with the British government. And then I'm like, I'm leaving this country. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Maltese government's no any better than the British, but at least it's not your country, and you know that it's corrupt. It's just the government were kidding on, they weren't. But I think we can all see quite clearly now.
I think if you learn to celebrate your adversity and your contrast and celebrate it in a way that, well, we can be quite delusional, so we really celebrate it. But I could say, I could see people, as a starting point, you might just want to think, well, what could I find that's positive about this? Well, why has this happened? What could I gain from this? What road could I go down that I wasn't going to go down? And that's the bit I'm talking about, intuition. And we now sort of say, right, that's us, we're supposed to do this, just let's go, delusional, blind, let's go, let's see where it takes us. Because it's always a good bit of a fun, joy ride anyway, whatever happens.
And I always say to people, we just wear these badges, weird, delusional, with pride, just like whatever, we'll take that on.
My mum used to say to me, you're delusional. And, you know, again, it's like...
And I think that's a compliment.
I know. Like she used to say, where are you gallivanting to? Like, well, other people just go places, but I gallivant. Yeah, so yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yes.
Because I mean, when we know that we can create our own reality and we can shift things and change things, then being delusional is a superpower.
Absolutely, it's a superpower.
Yeah. I know. Well, listen, girls, I'm so glad, Margaret, that you came along. It's fantastic to meet you. I love what you're doing. I'm going to have a look at the Path to Healing book, because I think that'd be helpful for a lot of my clients, and obviously a lot of people come into the hub that are struggling. You know, we can certainly. I'm all for it. If somebody's made something, then it saves me the bother. So it's the collaborations that we're really looking for now. You know.
It would be great to come to the hub.
Yes, we absolutely have to. We are going to, the academy is, well, the floor's been built right now. They had to take asbestos out. So that was a bit of a, we didn't see that. We didn't know that was going to be a thing. So there's a whole new floor going down. So I need to, I'm back up on Friday, and I'll see Jonathan and see when we're going to get open. And I want to start just getting events in so that people can see all the incredible stuff that's going on in Scotland, because there's a lot of there really is a lot of beautiful places and spaces. So for anybody listening or watching in replay, Thursday, what's tomorrow's date? 26th, 7 o'clock. There is a cacao dance. Sounds fantastic. How much is it?
14.44.
14.44. I like that. Nearly all the fours. And it starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Books are available on Amazon. There's the MEX exercises are downloadable on the website, which I've tried to share there. It's swapforjoy.com. Really easy. You'll get everything you need there. And what's the best way to contact you guys for anybody who's wants to have a chat? Is it through your
Well,
website you got a contact?
we can do it through the website, but I also put we've got a phone number out there, and we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram, so we check all those regularly, so people can.
At the website, there's a contact page and a telephone number and an email address, so anything like that. Because the thing, even if you buy any of these, or you go try the MEX or the journal, you probably will want to communicate and have guidance, and work things through. And that's the bit that I want to do. I want to bring it to people, because I was so exhausted and overwhelmed by the fact I had to go to everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and we've got the school community as well, school community.
And this is what's great, because it's like this business coaching that we're doing, I'm like that. We're going into our community and we're giving this information to people, because we can. We need to share. And we need to make it easy and help people's businesses be successful so that they can enjoy it rather than being stressed by it. Yeah. So, awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. I know you rearranged things to make it happen. It was quite the last minute.
Yep.
But it's lovely to meet you both, and I look forward to seeing you at the festivals. Yeah, and I think we talked about the festivals. Obviously, we've got one in Stonehaven, the 10th and the 11th, one in Tarbert, 21st. So they're usually over the 3 days, Friday to Sunday. Right. So let me know what ones you want to come to, and I'll send you the forms so we can get you advertised. Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, look forward to it. Right, love it.
Fantastic. Okay, night everyone.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.